All right, it is May the 8th. I call to order this combined meeting of the Communications, Technical, and Finance Committees. Do we have public notice, Royce?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Public testimony will be taken on all agenda items as those items occur during the meeting. Can we please get a roll call to establish quorum?
Ready. Starting off, Francis Alouette. Philip Bankwell.
I'm here.
Thank you, sir. Brian Bozeman. Diana Chun. Franny is not here today. I know Sherry, and I think I saw you. You're filling in for her.
Yes, present.
Thank you. Stephen Courtney.
You're present.
Thank you, sir. Ruth Cruz. JC Domingo.
Present.
Thank you. Carla Even.
I am here.
Zachary. Oh, thank you. Lieutenant Fernando. Zachary Fernando.
Here.
Thank you, sir. Marissa Fujimoto. There. Eddie is here today. I heard him. Buck Giles.
Good morning.
Liz Gregg.
I'm here, Royce. I just have some camera issues at the moment.
Okay. I think I kind of see your camera. Thank you. Sherry Griffith Powell. Sherry, you here today? Julie Hempkins. Wayne Hirasa.
Here.
John Holland. David Jones.
This is Sherry. I'm here.
Oh, thank you, Sherry.
Hey.
Stella is here today. I saw her. Kalani, are you here today? Kalani.
I think ACK is in another meeting.
Okay, thank you.
He's not here today. Thank you.
Roger, thank you. G-Suk is here today. Sean Kuratani.
Present, thanks, Royce.
Thank you. Matthew Kurihara.
I'm here. Thanks, Royce.
Thank you. Kurt is here today. I think I saw him. Kurt Longer. Yeah.
Yep. Good morning.
Morning. Patrick Letty. Alon is here today. I saw her. Shelby Lewis. Rebecca Lieberman.
Good morning. I'm here.
Morning. Reed Mahuna is here. I see him. Brian McKee. David Miyazaki. Andrew Muraoka.
Present.
Thank you. Samira Neal.
Present.
Thank you. Greg Okamoto. Lauren Okamura.
Here.
Todd is here today. I see him. Frank Peace. Gary Poolford, I believe I saw him. Gary, you here?
Present.
Thank you, sir. David is here. I heard her. Tony Ramirez is here. Saw him. Andrew Reese. Jeff Reeve.
Yep, I'm here.
Megan Riley.
I'm here.
Corey is here. Major Sung, Calvin Sung. Major Sung here today. Not here. Kennison, are you here today?
Yes, I'm here. Thanks.
Thank you. Douglas Tom. Keola Tom.
Here, Royce.
Sure. And Tony Velasco. Tony,
Present, I'm here. Roy, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Thanks, Tony. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Corey, we have a quorum for all 3 committees.
Awesome. Thank you, Royce. If we could all take a moment to review the April meeting minutes, I'll be looking for an approval of the joint meeting, April meeting minutes. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Hey, Corey, I make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Tony. Do we have a second?
Yeah, this is Stephen Courtney. I will second it.
Thank you, Stephen. All those in favor of approving the April meeting minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes are approved. Moving on, update from Mission Critical Partners. Royce, do we have them on the call?
Yes, I'm sorry, Corey. You got to me too fast and I couldn't get the mute button. I
No
was
problem.
expecting that to take a little longer. Sorry. My apologies.
We're very efficient around here, Sherry.
I know. I'm gonna have to get used to that, huh?
Absolutely.
I
Thank
need to work a little faster. So good morning, everyone. And I have not a big report, but we have been doing a lot of data collection. We've had 2 really great conversations with HawaiianTel and Intrado. We really did a deep dive on all of the technology, call handling equipment, cybersecurity. It was great. And we have a ton of information that we are sorting through right now. In addition, I know that Kyra and Jackie had conversations with each of the primary public safety answering points. And Jackie and I also had a great conversation with Royce. The only thing that is still outstanding, and it is scheduled for next week, Robert is going to meet with I can't remember the person's name who was coordinating, but they're going to do the GIS deep dive discussions. So those will happen next week. And the rest of the team, we've already started working to put together some of our thoughts and findings based on our conversations. And then I also gave a heads up to Francis and Marissa and Brian Bozeman, the group, that as we work through our report, we do sometimes think of additional questions. So it's possible that we might be reaching back out to any one of the primary public safety answering points, or or you, Royce, or even HawaiianTel, to say, hey, what about this? But so we are working to get that finished, and then we will review a draft. Royce, probably with you first, right? Before you want to bring it to the board?
I was actually gonna propose, I'd be interested and I'd like to hear the board's thoughts. I might like to see the report in draft format for precisely the reason that you just referenced. When you put things together, sometimes the initial information spurs additional questions. So obviously you folks are very experienced in this area, so you'd know what those questions might be. Because we're a unique location here in Hawaii, we might have questions as well. So I don't know if we could possibly review the draft as a whole team here. And then if we have additional questions, they could be incorporated into a final report. I'm just thinking out loud, but.
I'm pausing to see if Royce or any of the other board wants to weigh in. That it's fine with me.
I don't see that as a problem. I think that's a good idea, Corey. That way we can have a bigger discussion with everyone here during the meeting.
Yeah, this is really a research thing, and I think our last report had some value, but there were a lot of details in it that we thought would be in it that were missing. And those are the rubber hitting road questions that we'd like to ask before we finalize the report. Okay, awesome. So yeah, let's tentatively plan to do a draft review. And then if we have additional items to follow up on, then we can incorporate those into a final report.
And this meeting, hang on, I don't want to overcommit us, but this meeting in June is when? What's the date?
June 12th is our next meeting, I believe.
Okay, I will try my best to get a draft, and here's what I will ask. Please, don't look at typos or formatting or things like that, right?
Absolutely, yeah. A real draft, like a working draft, is fine. Doesn't have to have all of your figures and doesn't have to be polished. We just want a chance to see what you have before we get too far towards finalization.
Yeah, and then if you have time, I will happily have the team on, we can walk through it with you and have a working session.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Corey, you got a question?
Please do.
Hi, Corey.
Think
This is
Megan
Megan
had a
Riley
question?
this is Megan Riley with Eagle View. I'd like to ask Sherry, so we're the imagery provider and kind of part of the GIS kit for all the PSAPs for the islands. I'd like to ask if Eagle View could be included on that upcoming meeting with Sherry to discuss GIS. We recently had a meeting just this week with Entrado to kind of align our imagery integration with deployment of the new SCC software. And I think we're aligned for Hawaii County and Kauai County, but we know we have Honolulu and Maui coming up as well. So I think it'd be helpful for us to be in on that GIS conversation just to make sure we're aligned and know what to expect as this moves
Megan,
forward.
this is Tony. I'll send you an invite.
Okay. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Since that's with an external group, Megan, I didn't want to answer for them. So thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for working together, folks. We appreciate it.
Sure.
Any other questions or feedback for Sherry?
You have Eddie.
Oh yeah, Eddie, you got your hand up.
Maybe he was just waving. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie. We'll say hello. If you wanted to talk, you might be muted, but okay. Hearing no other questions, I think we're good. Thank you so much for attending, Sherry.
Sure. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. We'll talk to you next month. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving into committee updates from committee chairs, starting with Communications Committee. Dalen.
And thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. I have the pleasure of introducing a whole bunch of things over here for updates, but it looks like it is between Hawaii Police and Hawaii Fire. And Marissa, you're on, girl. You've got all of these three kind liners here for you to discuss.
Hi, good morning, everybody. So I am very happy to share that the Viper 7 upgrade for Hawaii County Emergency Communications Center was successful. I don't know if Stacy or Zach are on and would like to share any feedback with the group.
Hi, good morning. This is Stacy. Yeah, we had kind of like a long pre-cutover time frame of about 2 weeks where Hawaiian Tel and Trado were at our location of our new building. And so when we cut over, it seemed pretty seamless. There were some fine tuning points that needed to be addressed, but I think overall the team was very quick to respond, and it was actually much lower stress than what we had anticipated. So it went really well. Thank you.
Zach, are you there?
Yes. Yeah, same for me. I mean, it was a seamless transition, and was very impressed with all the staff that were there, all the vendors that really helped out for them to be in the room with us during the cutover.
So between Zach and Stacy, are you guys having any additional issues, or everything is running smoothly? I mean, it's great that we know that the cutover went well, but what is the user saying at this time? Are they good with it, or any problems?
I think right now they're getting used to, so because we did a move into a new building and we did the upgrade, I think that there's a lot of adjustment that our personnel are doing in just learning the new environment. We've had some issues of like maybe not being able to transfer calls the way that we used to transfer calls, or I'm going to just say like some of the scripts, but I don't even know if I'm reporting it correctly. Like some of the scripts were needed to be reconfigured. But so far, anything that we've brought to the attention of Hawaiian Tel or Entrado has been able to be rectified pretty quickly or remotely. I think that there's still some, we have a challenge with our backup phones, but that's being addressed currently. And, just like ringtones, changing things that are not like super impacting to the daily operations right now, but things that we're keeping on our list to consider to address.
Awesome. And Zach, is that the same for you guys too?
Yeah, same for us on our side. Yeah, everything seems to be going, pretty good for the most part.
Thank you. Okay, Marissa, thank you. Great job there on the Big Island. I think at this time we have, I know Kalani is unavailable. Andrew, will you bring up the questions or you have an update here that you're asking about?
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I guess I was just asked to do a briefing on how things are going on Kauai so far with the new Viper 7 upgrade. So we cut over to the Viper 7 system September 11th, 2024. Going around the room with some of our dispatchers and stuff like that, like was previously mentioned, it is they're still kind of getting used to the system as to where some features that were in Viper 5 changed from when Viper 7 was implemented. Some of the pros that a lot of the dispatchers brought up was the capability now to initiate outbound texts, where with Viper 5 we didn't have that capability to initiate outbound texts. Another thing that they found useful was those pre-recorded greetings, where they can go ahead and record their greetings, either it be on the admin line or on the 911 side, so that all they have to do is click on a call and it plays that pre-recorded greeting, so they're not always answering the phone. 911, what is your emergency? Or quiet police, how can I, stuff like that. Some of the things that they would request, or that they're getting used to, is that text is treated like an active call. I know things have changed with Viper 7 and how, I'm not sure if it's something to do with the formatting or something like that. When trying to update so when they're trying to update rescue units and stuff like that, they're unable to look at the text and read it to them while they're actually speaking to them on the phone. We are having some intermittent issues with how long the map takes to rebid. And we're gonna start, it's an intermittent thing, so I did instruct them that when they're having those types of issues, take down the dates, times, calls, and stuff like that, so we can get back to Intrado and Hawaiian Tel. Another one was with the recordings. If you go between calls, if you take one call and then you go between another call, it ends up as one long recording on the system. I guess the old system would pause it, start a new one, and then they could go back and switch between recordings and stuff like that if they had to listen to that back. And then the other one is the recordings are partial to each specific user. As where I guess Viper 5, this may be a settings type thing. They would be able to go to each console and listen to the recordings that they've had if they had to switch consoles. Currently to date, since the implementation of the Viper 7 system, we had a total of 21 tickets opened. Of those 21 tickets, 15 tickets were addressed and closed. And KPD currently has 6 open tickets, which are a work in progress with Hawaiian Tel and Intrado. And then during the last meeting, somebody brought up the question regarding the usage of the Rapid SOS system to supplement the Viper 7 and things that we needed. And why we were using the Rapid SOS system to supplement that. One of them was that because the Viper 7 system and our CAD system are on 2 different computers, so to say, we're unable to copy and paste the text that come into 911 into our CAD system. And then with Rapid SOS, I guess we can use that what 3 words thing to provide a better location so that the units can see it on their MDTs. And I think that's about it. That's all. That's pretty much all I got as far as updates go right now.
Andrew, we have an employee that every time a call comes in, her practice is to hit rebid about 32 times. And when we tried to do that, the trainer for Intrado let us know that on this Viper 7 system, when you hit rebid, if you get excited and hit it again, it stops the rebid. So if you continually hit it and it's going to start it, stop it, start it, stop it. So she said, you just got to hit it once and let it do its thing. I'm not sure if you have people who do the same practice, but with the old system, they would rebid multiple times to get a better confidence factor. But we were told with the Viper 7, just hit it once and let it think and do its cycle. Otherwise, every time you hit it, you're going to stop it from going forward.
Right. I don't think they're really hitting that rebid all that much, or if at all. But we just noticed with some calls that would come in, it would take a while to pop up on the screen.
Is there like a certain area of your island or it's just random?
That's what I'm kind of looking into. You know, whether it be a landline or a cell phone or you know, I'm not sure what type of device is being used to call in. So that's stuff that we're kind of keeping track of and logging. You know, based off the numbers and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to tell if it's a cell phone or if it's you know, landline or anything like that. But we'll be keeping track of that more. But we did notice, you know, and going back to that supplementation with that Rapid system, we did notice that Rapid does plot a lot quicker.
Yeah. Okay, so and then maybe you can also consider watching the locations besides
Yes.
the type of service that you're looking at and the locations, because that could be a factor with the mapping. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing it out there. It's
Thank
good
you. I
to have an
appreciate
idea what to look for though. Marissa, you have any questions on that, hon?
I do. Thanks, Davey. Andrew, I don't see a ticket open for that. Did you guys put in a ticket?
We're still kind of tracking that, but we will put in a ticket with you guys. That was just something that was kind of brought up to me yesterday again.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Not a problem. I was just concerned because I didn't have it in my list.
yeah, that was just something that kind of came up to me yesterday when I was talking with them and stuff like that, and kind of putting together what they, you know, what they liked about it and stuff like that. But that was just one of the things that they kind of mentioned. You know, it's really an intermittent thing right now. So, you know, what I instructed them to do is kind of take down the name, not the name, I'm sorry, the number that's calling, you know, and the time so that we can provide that to you guys and maybe they can go back in and see why that was.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And you know, I just want to reiterate what everybody said earlier. You know, anytime we've ever had any issues or like that, or anything like that going on with our system, Hawaiian Telecom and working with Marissa and Karen and, you know, has been really seamless. They've been responsive, very responsive, and always willing to help.
Hi, this
Thank
is Ruth
you.
from Intrado. I've done some research while we've been on this call, and I wanted to get a little more information on the issue that you're having with the copy and paste. If I understood it correctly, is your Rapid Deploy on the same machine as the CAD, or are they separate?
Yes.
Okay, and your copy and paste function is between that and your Viper? Or what is the objective there? What are you trying to accomplish?
So what we do is because the Intrado Viper 7 system is on a separate it's on two different computers, so to say, right? So the computer that our CAD system is running on and, you know, Rapid is on there. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and initiate the text through Rapid. That way we can copy and paste whatever is said, whatever is provided into our CAD system or into the call so that the officers can see it.
Right.
With the Viper 7, because it's on a separate system, we cannot copy and paste whatever the text is and then transport it over into CAD.
So is it on a separate piece of hardware or is it on a separate network behind a firewall where you cannot and you're not allowed to? Because the reason I'm asking is the KVM keyboards and the mouse, they have the multiplicity functionality and they allow you to copy and paste from different systems that are disparate.
Okay, so this may be a training type thing and that we may have to get taught how to do it, but I know on our consoles we have a separate keyboard for our CAD and our CAD system and county side computers, and then there's a separate keyboard for the Intrado system.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll look to see. I don't know if you guys have those multiplicity KVM keyboards initially. Does anyone from HTEL know if that was part of the deployment?
I'm not sure. I can check the contract and see what what
Okay,
information is provided about the equipment. And if we don't know, we can follow up with Annie.
okay. Thank you for that. And I'll keep those notes and we can follow up. Great.
Thanks, Ruth. Thanks, Andrew.
And Marissa, I have one more for you, hon. Do we have an update on the report call volume discrepancy, please?
Yes, I apologize because I don't remember what the update was at the last board meeting, but I believe we figured out what the discrepancy was from. If I understand correctly, Tommy is pulling an Annie Alley report, and the discrepancy in numbers was due to the calls that are indicated as no volume, meaning they don't have no value, meaning they don't have an Annie or Alley value. There was also a question that came up about whether that could also be related to what the trunk configuration, but
Right.
then that would be a completely separate issue. That would be if someone pulled a trunk report and they didn't have a value in, for the trunk group. So those are unrelated. During our research, we also discovered that Lumen was sending a 10-digit Annie instead of, it's sending a 7-digit Annie instead of a 10-digit. So we are working on getting them to correct that. It's been a little bit challenging, but I am going to escalate it because we haven't been able to get the change made on their end.
Got it. Anybody has any questions in regards to the discrepancy?
Who sent in the
Report
10?
sent-
I'm sorry, I missed just that one detail. Who's sending 7 instead of 10?
Lumen.
Lumen. Okay, good luck
Mhm.
with that. Okay, all right.
That's the VoIP. Hey,
They're not
Corey,
easy to work with,
That's the VoIP provider.
for the record. Yeah. Good time.
Anyone else has any questions for Marissa? If not, that's all I have, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Marissa.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Davelyn and everyone. Moving on to technical mini, Sean.
Thank you, Chair. No updates at this time. Only if Rebecca had any updates for the legislative session.
No, just that legislative session is over and, the E911 board survived and had no bills. So looking forward to next year, but we're good for now.
Awesome. Thank you both. Moving on to the finance committee. Eddie, were you able to get your audio back?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, sir, we can.
Oh,
I think that's trademark violation. No, it's
okay. Okay, for our monthly cash flow statement for the month of April, our 911 surcharge collection was $1,037,969. Our interest income, $107,005. Total receipts for April, $1,144,974. We had total disbursements of $1,093,827. Our net receipts for the month of April is $51,147. Our bank balance analysis beginning this fiscal year was $43,444,720. Our current net bank balance stands at $47,498,935. We have outstanding encumbrances of $11,553,793, leaving us with an unencumbered cash balance of $35,945,142. Any questions on our cash flow analysis? If not, I'll move on to item 2. Hawaii Police Department requesting $290.85 for travel reimbursement to attend a board meeting, board member confirmation hearing. Royce or anybody from Hawaii Police Department have an explanation?
Yep, that was for me to travel to Oahu for the confirmation.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Do we have a motion to approve the $290.85 for Hawaii Police Department for travel reimbursement for board member confirmation hearing?
This is Rebecca. I'll make the motion to approve.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
I'll second. This is Tony.
Thank you, Tony. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? No one's opposed. $290.85 request has been approved. That's all for Finance Committee, Corey.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Moving on to PSAP updates, starting with Kauai Police Department.
Hello, everyone. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Andrew Morocco for Kauai. Right now, we are sitting still at about 50% vacancies. We do have one new dispatcher that is going through her DTO program. She is doing very well. So we're hoping that she stays on board for the long term. We did have one contract, 89-day contract worker start. He's getting all caught up in his recertifications and should be hitting the council soon, hopefully. And staffing is pretty much the same as last time.
Thank you for the update, Andrew. Moving on to Honolulu Police.
Hi, this is Captain Kurihara. We're still at the same, about 37% for our PCOs, 46% if you include everybody that's chronically injured or basically not able to work here for whatever reason. Good news is we are starting a new class mid-June. I believe we have 2, possibly 3, and possibly up to 6 starting in that. So hopefully that goes through. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Moving on to Honolulu Fire.
Thank you, Chair. No further updates, 100%. Thanks.
Thank you, Sean. Moving on to Honolulu EMS.
Good morning. We are training one reliever at this point, and we'll be starting our EMD Academy class on June 2nd, which we have 8 recruits slated. We're really excited about this. This is the first time we're doing it to see how successful we can be. We're working, it's in conjunction with our EMT Academy. So again, wish us luck on this. Also have Sherry Murphy, who's one of our dispatch supervisors. We recently she traveled to the Navigator Conference, and I wanted her to just give you just a brief update on how our conference went. Sherry?
Hi, good morning. Yes, so Chief Chang and I, we traveled to Orlando, Florida to attend the Navigator Conference. It was a good conference. We met with some of our vendors. So Priority Dispatch, I was able to go ahead and learn more about the quality assurance process and how we do training. I also attended a lot of sessions on training because of the EMD Academy that's coming up this summer. So we have some innovative ideas, and we're going to try different ways of training the new recruits. And then we just did a lot of networking. So I was able to network with a lot of people from Florida, Montana, and just a whole bunch of other PSAPs around the country. So it was a really good opportunity. And I thank you for the board for sending us there for training.
Oh, that's it from us, Corey.
Awesome. Thank you for the detail, Sherry. I'm glad it was productive, and good luck with your upcoming training program.
Thank you.
Maui PD and Molokai PD. Dave Lynn.
Thank you, sir. Well, it has come that time. Tomorrow I have 4 new people graduating from the ESD training. and they'll be going solo over the weekend. So I have, out of the 12, we lost 6. I have 4 that has that will be cut solo tomorrow. They're doing super well. And then I have another 2 that is slated to be completed within the next couple months. Come October, we're looking at doing another one-stop shop. And we do have a list that they're holding on for me. I would like to give my people a break between the trainings and get some rest before attacking in the new group. But you know, there's hope for us yet. So it's an awesome thing for us. We're lucky. And that's all I have, sir.
Good news. Great job, Daylin. Appreciate the update and good work. Hawaii
Thank
Police
you.
Department.
Yeah, we got
Zach.
6 vacancies, and 6 vacancies. We have one dispatcher returning after leaving us for about 2 months. She's coming back, and we have 1 graduated training, and she's going to be on her own, getting reallocated.
Okay, thank you for the update. And Hawaii Fire.
Hi, good morning. We still have 9 personnel. We just reallocated our 1 trainee from last month. So she just finished her training. She's on her 6-month probation now. We have 15 vacancies, and we just received a list from HR of 21 names that have applied for the position. So we'll be starting that process going forward.
That seems like a pretty decent batch. Is that bigger than average?
No, usually we'll have 60 to 80 names.
Oh, okay. And then they often fall out throughout the process and.
Right, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying. Okay, moving on to items. Any other items for discussion, consideration, and action?
I got one, Corey, if you don't mind. I just want to just share a little training knowledge with regards to the rebid system, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the rebid, there's 2 things to consider. One is whether you're on the Entrado system, which is the PDE or position determination entity, or on the newer system, which is location-based system, which is the newer system, kind of like when you're looking at your pizza delivery person and you can actually see them coming over, and that's the commercial company. So Rapid SOS is on a location-based system. Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T as wireless providers are moving to the location-based systems, but the legacy 911 system is still on the positioning determination entity. So every time a dispatcher hits the rebid button, a better word than rebid is recycle. It's recycling the system to tell it, give me an updated information. So every time the dispatcher presses rebid, it's recycling or restarting the location process of the system. On the location-based systems, the newer technology ones, it kind of does the same thing, but it returns a faster location because it's using more commercial, more bandwidth, more other things, and it's able to determine that location much faster. So that's why people are getting that. Back in like 2016, 2017 timeframe, Entrado sent some engineers out here, and they actually did some timing adjustments for the rebid system, because they used to train us to wait 30 seconds between rebids so that you wouldn't get into this recycling bid of trying to get a new location and then actually just restarting the system again. So they actually timed it down, and the sweet spot for the Hawaiian Telcom system or the selective router was 22 seconds. So that's what it used to be. I don't know what it is now, if Entrado's done anything, or if we moved over to Viper 7, if it changed the timers or they need to be reset. But that's something that maybe Hawaiian Telcom could check into, and Entrado on the timers for the rebid for the PDE. So that might be helpful. So I'm just thought I'd offer that.
That's all. I think that's helpful, Tony. Yeah, the new new systems use like real-time location-based servers, whereas the other one the original system has to re-signal all the way through all the networks. So that makes sense. It takes a long time.
Right, because yeah, and the older system used to provide more of like a breadcrumb location, like intermittent, and it would see like a breadcrumb on the display screen. And nowadays you can actually see the actual tracking of the device. And that's the difference between the PDE system and the location-based system. So just thought I'd offer that for the PSAPs. It's a training thing, and just an awareness that when the dispatcher hits the rebid cycle, they could be delaying the location process by doing that, by constantly hitting the rebid cycle. So, okay,
right, you're
so
restarting that 22-second. You're restarting the 22-second process every time you click it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. That's very helpful. Any questions
Corey,
about that?
No, I'm sorry. I have something else I would like to add too, but I'll wait until if anyone else has any questions. Okay, nothing said. It's my turn.
Yeah, go ahead, David.
So I forwarded everything to about the regards to that Senate Bill 725. Okay, so I sent it out to all my administration, the mayor, our county council, our senators and representatives in Honolulu, to make sure that we garner support, or they support us in, you know, and writing or calling our legislators up in DC. I got some really good feedback on that. You know, everybody's very supportive. Everybody says, oh, you know, we're behind you. But, you know, we're behind you, and making that call or sending that letter, that's two different things sometimes, right? So I try not to be too pushy, but I'm pushy. So that being said, I just wanted to tell everybody to make sure that you guys talk to your people or to your guys' family, and make sure that we can get some interest generated for our state, basically, so that we can get this, you know, if the more we push, the better we get. Shots did respond to me very, you know, he's very responsive in this. I didn't get any response yet from Tokuda or from Hirono, but I'm hopeful. Okay, so I'm hoping everybody else will do their due diligence, and let's keep this alive for our people, please. And that's all I have, Corey. Thank you.
Thank you, Dalen, for the reminder. Yeah, thank you, Royce, for sending out the link to support it, and yeah, reaching out to your senator, our senators. Please do that as well. Anything you guys can do to help push the bill. Thank you, Dalen. All right, any other items for discussion, consideration, or action? If not, announcements, future virtual meeting dates. The next meeting is Thursday, June 12th. Future conference dates, 3 months advanced approval required. Summit Conference, Motorola Solutions, May 12th to the 15th in Grapevine, Texas. The NETA Conference in June 21st to the 26th in Long Beach. And APCO, July 27th to the 30th in Baltimore. Any additional announcements from anyone on the meeting? Open forum, public comment, any issues not on the board meeting agenda? Hearing none, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
This is Rebecca. I'll make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, Rebecca. May I have a second?
Liz, I second.
Thank you, Liz. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned. Let's take a quick 5-minute break because we have several things to do in the board meeting today. We'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Thank you. All right, Royce, you still with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll jump back in here. Okay. Make sure I have the right agenda. All right, I call to order this meeting of the State of Hawaii 911 Board. Royce, do we have public notice?
Yes, we do.
Excellent. Public testimony will be taken on all agenda items as those items occur during the meeting. Can we please get a roll call?
Already starting off. We have Phil Bankwell. You still here?
I'm here.
Sir? Stephen Courtney.
Present.
Steven. Yeah. Ruth Cruz. Stacy Domingo.
Present.
Carla Even. Lieutenant Fernando is still here. Marissa Fujimoto. Eddie is still here. Buck Giles.
Present.
Liz Greg is here. Sherry, are you still here? Probably jumped off already. Wayne Hirasa. Ella is still here. G Suk is here. Ron Kurtani.
Still here, Royce. Thanks.
Captain Kurihara is still here. Kurt Lager.
Yep, still here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Alon, are you still here?
Still here, sir.
Thank you. Rebecca, are you here still? Yes, she is. Reed Mahuna is here. Andrew Muraoka is here. Sherian is still here. Tamira Neal is still here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Lauren, are you still here?
I'm still here.
Thank you, sir. Todd is here. Harry Poolford.
Still here.
Sir. Cleveland is still here. Tony Ramirez had to jump off. Jeffrey. Megan Riley.
Yes, I'm here.
You. Corey is here. Major Song is not here. Kennison, are you still here? And we have Keola still here and Tony Velasco still here. All right, give me 1 second, guys. All right, Corey, we have quorum for board.
Thank you very much, Royce. All right, can we please take a moment to review the April meeting minutes? Looking for a motion to approve.
This is Rebecca. I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Thank you, Rebecca. Do we have a second?
This is
Yeah,
Ji Suk.
Steve. Oh,
I second that motion.
okay.
Thank you, Ji Suk. All in favor of approving the April meeting minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is approved. Moving on to committee updates from committee chairs, starting with Communications Committee. Davlin?
Thank you, sir. I have nothing to add.
Okay, excellent. Moving on to Technical Committee, Sean?
Thank you, Chair. Nothing to add.
Thank you, Sean. Moving on to Finance, Eddie?
Nothing else. Thank you.
Corey, this is Stella. Can Royce and Benson verify the motions made for finance and ensure that it was finance committee members who made the motion?
Okay. Yeah.
Because
who-
I'm
do we-
thinking if there is
Yeah.
a problem, then we can fix it right now.
Oh, I see what you're saying before we go to the additional action. Okay, while we're still in the
Right.
Finance Committee section.
Right.
Okay. Got it. Royce or Benson, do you guys have who made the motion?
Yeah,
For
we're
the-
working on it right now. We're looking at the transcript.
Thank you.
I think I did it. Am I not on finance?
No, you're not, Rebecca. Let's
I
see.
made the
Hold
motion
on,
to
hold on.
approve the Big Islands expense.
Okay, that's
Yes,
the
you
one
did.
we'll need a new motion from someone on the Finance Committee.
All right.
No problem. Thank you, Stella, for keeping us on.
You're
on
welcome.
track. I don't know everyone who's on each.
Yeah, I
committee,
don't
so-
either. I
noted.
don't know who's on what committees, so.
No, Tony Velasco just sent me an email. I just saw it. Thanks, Tony.
You're welcome.
So, sorry, I missed that, Royce. Tony did make the motion?
No, it was Rebecca made the motion and Tony seconded, but Tony Velasco is on finance.
Got it.
He's
Okay.
the one that
so-
caught it. He just sent me an email. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're looking for, I guess, should Eddie do this technically? Look for the
Yeah,
motion.
Eddie should do it.
Okay,
Eddie, thank you, sir.
I can do that. So regarding the second item on the Finance Committee agenda, the Hawaii Police Department requesting $290.85 for travel reimbursement to attend board member confirmation hearing. I need a motion from Finance Committee member to approve.
Yeah, this is Stephen Courtney. I make the motion to approve.
Thank you, Stephen. Do you have a second?
Yeah, I'll second. This is Tony.
Thank you, Tony. All in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? The request for $290.85 for Hawaii Police Department for travel reimbursement has been approved. Back to you,
Thank you
Corey.
very much, Eddie. Thank you, Stella. Appreciate that, folks. Okay, now moving on to PSAP updates, starting with Kauai Police Department.
Nothing to add.
Thank you. HPD,
Nothing further to add. Thank you.
thank you. Honolulu Fire,
Thank you, Chair. Nothing to add.
Honolulu EMS,
Nothing to add.
thank you. Maui PD, Molokai PD,
I have nothing more to answer. Thank you.
thank you. Hawaii Police Department,
Nothing to add.
Hawaii Fire Department,
Nothing further to add. Thank you.
thank you all. Moving on to Executive Director's Report. Royce, take it away.
Okay, sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah, let's share it right now. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So just wanted to go over the draft for the strategic budget plan for FY 26 to 2030. So first of all, the presentation today, this will be majority of the discussion. I'll probably email you guys after the meeting is done. I'm not too sure if we're still on for doing the in-person meeting. So we'll do that after, but starting off, some of the highlights from this year's budget, surcharge receipts, I have it increased at 200,000 per year based on the current trend. But also interest revenue has decreased by 200,000 per year. But that's in anticipation of the Federal Reserve cuts. Right now, we have it at a 0.5% cut for the whole year. That may change, so I may update that in the next review of the budget next month. It might be closer to 1%, so we'll just have to see from there. This year's budget has been pretty standard. The only two big ticket items that I wanted to note was HPD requesting 400,000 for a consultant for their CAD project next fiscal year in 26. And then
Excuse me, can somebody change the slide page? Because I think it's on the next slide. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next one was in FY 27, HPD is requesting 8 million. That's just a placeholder for now. I didn't want to remove it from the budget. Ideally, it would probably be better if we handled this in pieces and handled it in milestones throughout the years. But we can have more discussion on that later. I think the bigger question is if the board wants to approve the 400,000 for the consultant for HPD. But we can come to that when we move to the slide in the non-recurring section. Next up, I did increase the travel costs for 500 for each person. So next meeting, I'll probably have to update the travel policy. So it will be 4,000 for West Coast, 4,500 for Central, and East Coast would be 5,000. I also added 2,500 for community outreach. That's for all of the agencies. Tony, I didn't put you guys for DIT. I don't know if you guys wanted that. Did you guys want to have that included in your budget?
Yeah, it would help. We can help.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Thanks.
it's kind of tough because it shouldn't be used for like recruitment. It has to be strictly for like anything training or 911 related kind of information. But any of the stuff that we made for the community outreach, I can send you guys copies and you guys can just order them yourselves rather than having me order and ship to you guys. And then the next line item is increase in the budget and finance admin assessment. I can explain that when I move over to, I believe, the cash flow analysis. Trying to look to pay down as much of the encumbrances as possible. We still have some pretty old outstanding ones that we've been working on. Okay. Alrighty, can you guys see this next slide? Is the presentation okay for you guys? Good, okay. Okay, so just wanted to let you guys know, the actual column for FY 2025. This is what we currently paid down up to date as of May 1st this year. So 2025 expenses, we paid down 4,370,065. This does not include any encumbrances that we're gonna be carrying over from this current fiscal year to the next. I will contact everybody after. I'm most likely gonna cut off reimbursements on June 2nd. That way it gives me time to, process all the reimbursements before the end of the year and then also submit the encumbrances to DEGS. Anyone have any questions on this slide?
I just have a question. So,
Mhm.
so am I reading? So $2 million is set aside for the NG 911 for FY.
Yeah, we had.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the 2 million additional that we had for 24 and 25. So that's when we temporarily increased the ceiling to that 11 mil. That was last year and this year. So I actually forgot to talk about that too. If you look on the bottom, you see our ceiling is increased to about a little over 14 million. So that will be permanent going forward. that got approved this past session. I believe the budget bills with the governor didn't get signed yet. But that was approved by, the legislature to increase our ceiling permanently. But that 2 million will also be put on the side too.
Royce, are these numbers inclusive of encumbrances that have yet to be distributed?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to show it to you guys this way, just so you guys can see where you're at, where you guys didn't submit, what you guys submitted so far. So when we go on the other slides, I'll give you guys a look at it after. Does anyone have any other questions on this slide? So yeah, like I said before, the current paid on was the 4.3. And then also current encumbrances that we paid down was a little over 3 million this year so far. Unused funds, that includes encumbrances that are already given back about halfway through the fiscal year. It was about 35,403. Our outstanding encumbrance balance as of May 1st is 11,553,793. As you can see in 26, we're looking, or I'm hoping to pay down about 9.5 million. A lot of that, about 67 million of that is a lot of older contracts that have already been completed but haven't been submitted for reimbursement. I know Maui has a bunch that I've been working with Davey on. They've been doing a good job submitting all their reimbursements. So we'll be working on that. And then there's also HPD, I believe their GIS contract is also ending in 26. That is also encumbered. And also Kauai's police department's imagery contracts will finish in 26 as well. So that's the reason why that number is so high. Ideally, moving forward, hopefully that by the end of the fiscal year, when it closes, that, you know, each agency will only be around a quarter behind in reimbursements. So I'm hoping to actually move out all these older contracts, and then as we move forward and we encumber everything at the end of the year, we're only encumbering about a quarter of the expenses each quarter. So everyone should ideally be only about 2 to 3 months behind in payments on all their recurring stuff. Does anyone else have any questions on this slide? Admin, there hasn't been much change on my end. I did have to increase the NASDA dues. With including Benson now, if I remember out, it's an additional 250 on top of the original 500. To have him as my, what should you say? He's like my replacement technically. So he has access to everything that I have, the portal, the communication to NASDA, and all the resources. Everything else has pretty much remained the same on my end. You can see how the admin assessment has increased for those next 2 years, and then it kind of tapers off. I will be working on doing the FY 2025 audit a couple months after the fiscal year finishes. These are just projections of the current contract. It can change. It's just really going to depend on how the audit is this current year for 25. If they like how we're doing things now after we made all the corrections. So those numbers can change. I'm gonna have to work on redoing the contract as well. Does anyone have any questions on this slide?
Royce, this is Eddie.
Yep,
For your board meeting annual in person, is 3,000 enough?
I will have to double check. I can change it moving forward. I'm not too sure, because I know it's not just board members that like to attend as well. And prices have gone up for the day. I'll try double check. I can
Okay.
change it as well. We may have to get board approval for, if we wanted to do the in-person board meeting this year.
Okay, and then do you have an idea on how often you will do that? Quarterly or once a year?
Ideally, I wanted to do it once a year. I wasn't too sure how if everyone's open to doing it more. Um, I just always thought that it's best to do it to approve the budget. At least everyone can see each other at least once a year. But I don't know, did anyone have any comments? If you guys wanted to start doing it quarterly, or I just know it's very convenient for everybody doing it over virtual, that's why.
Royce, this is Stella. I think
Uh-huh.
we may have quorum problems because I think people can attend meetings virtually a lot easier than taking the time to fly here. That takes up, a major portion of their day unless they already have some other things scheduled. So, I understand the desire to meet once a year, but I think more than that, and we will, I think, inevitably run into quorum problems.
Okay, okay. No, that's fair. But Eddie, I'll relook into increasing how much we have for it.
Okay.
Just try to get a feel of how many people want to come this year, and then I can make that request in the next meeting too.
Okay,
If we need more money. Okay.
thank you, Royce.
Alrighty. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, so if you just look at the 2025 column, if the cell is blank, that means that there's nothing budgeted for that current year. If the cell has a dash in it in the 2025 column, that means that I haven't received any sort of reimbursement for that line item. And then you can see KPD's one, it's blank, but it's colored in. That's an encumbrance. So those are just to point out the differences in the different coloring, and if the cell is left blank, nothing is budgeted for the fiscal year. So I'll just pause on every slide, have everyone take a look at their numbers. If there's anything off, just let me know. Okay, gonna move to the next slide, guys. All right, moving to the next slide.
Yeah, I just have a question. This is Stephen Courtney. So should we make some assumptions in regards to escalation rates?
I think all the PSAPs took that into account already. I know that Sean and a few other PSAPs, they do about like 5 to 10% increases every year. If it remains the same, usually that means it's on a contract for more than like 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Some of the annual stuff does increase though, that they renew annually. That's why some of the numbers remain static throughout the years. All right, guys. Any other questions? Gonna move to the next slide. All right, guys, is there any questions on this slide? If not, I wanted to talk about one topic from last meeting that was brought up. Kurt, are you still on?
Yep, I'm here. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
So I guess the question is, you guys currently only have your guys' Viper reimbursed by the board, and I believe some training for conferences that EMS puts on the side for you guys. I guess from my understanding, I know on the city side that you guys submitted your guys' budget separately now from EMS.
We will have our own budget starting next fiscal year as a department, correct?
Oh, next fiscal year, okay. And then, I guess the question is also, do you guys have any other plans after you guys move out of Koapaka at the end of, I think, 2027? I think Lauren was saying they're guys supposed to move into YPO.
That will be for HESD. We right now have our backup dispatch co-located with EMS. We know that we will have to find a new location for our backup dispatch, which we have not identified yet. Yeah.
Okay, and then you guys don't have a time frame for that as well?
No, prior to them moving out, we will have something in place.
Okay. I was just wondering how you guys would think reimbursements would be handled. Do you guys see it as a problem since that you guys have your guys' budget separated now that does EMS, will the board were to approve you guys to still receive reimbursement from the board, would EMS be requesting it and then you guys would pay EMS back, or how would that work? Would there be any problems on your guys' finance side?
I don't think so. Our intention, talking with Deputy Director Ian Santee and Chief Lauren, is to hopefully just leave things as is, and then we can handle the reimbursement sides between EMS and Ocean Safety.
Okay.
Yeah, Royce, this is Lauren. So yeah, there's going to be more discussion on our side as far as how we're going to do the money exchange. But right now, I don't think that we have a problem as far as them being under our umbrella, as long as the board is okay with that, legally and all that's good stuff. But yeah, we don't right now. We don't have a problem with it. We just probably got to work out some MOUs with between departments as far as money wise and all that.
Okay. Yeah, I did talk to Eddie about this. I don't know if the board would be okay with it, but me and Eddie were thinking to, just include Ocean Safety on the budget for one more year. and give them an extension so they can kind of figure out. So you guys can pretty much hash out everything. Because you guys also don't know where you guys are gonna go after they move out of Kuopaka, um, and other stuff like that. Eddie, did you wanna say anything?
No, I think everything that you mentioned that the target is fiscal year 2027 to see if Ocean Safety can submit reimbursements as a department on their own. Yeah, and as far as where Ocean Safety goes for backup, I guess that discussion would be director to director between Ocean Safety and HSD.
Okay, yeah, so for now, you guys are included in the budget as is. You guys still only have your guys' Viper that's being reimbursed and I believe some conference travel that you guys have on the side too. So yeah, I guess we'll circle back around with this. Does anyone from the board have any questions or wanted to discuss anything? Okay.
I didn't have
I'm
any
gonna move on.
questions. I think it makes sense to leave ocean safety under EMS unless anyone else has any thoughts.
Okay, moving on.
How often is that Exacom recorder refresh? I see it in fiscal year 26, but not again.
Hatred of
Talking about the DIT one, Corey?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about every 2 years.
Okay.
All right, guys, moving to the next slide. All right, guys, any questions? We're gonna move to the next slide. This slide, Eddie, I do have your travel for those conferences as well. Only for APCO and NINA though.
and I may end up only going to one.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, I have to check my calendar.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, guys, moving to the next slide. And then, Tony, I'll add the 2,500 for the community outreach for you guys. Forgot to ask you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, any questions? Gonna move to the last slide is just the APCO certifications. I changed all your guys one. I believe the recertification went up $5, so it's $35 now. And then, yeah, the regular certification is still the 466. That's with tax.
Thanks so much, Royce. Any
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm sorry, Corey.
No, I was just asking if there's any questions or anything we want to review in more detail. It's a lot of work to put this together. I appreciate everyone with doing their submissions and Royce and Benson for getting this done. Appreciate it. All right. Anything else, Royce, from you?
No, yeah, just a reminder though. So at the end of the meeting, I'll probably send out an email to ask everybody if they want to do the annual in-person meeting next month. And then I'll also send an email to everybody reminding them to submit reimbursements. The due date would be June 2nd. I know it's a little early, but just to wrap up the budget so we can have it sent out for the June 12th meeting with all the final numbers. So the budget that we'll go over briefly in the next month's meeting, we'll have all of our numbers for the whole year, including encumbrances that we're gonna be moving forward. But other than that, yep, that's all I have.
Okay, got it. Okay, so Royce will send out an email regarding an in-person meeting for June. So I guess we'll see what the interest level is and make that determination between now and then. Okay. Sounds good. Any other additional items proposed by meeting attendees? If not, moving on to announcements. Next virtual meeting date, Thursday, June 12th. Future conference dates, 3 months advance. Oh, yeah.
You gotta do the approval for Hawaii Police Department.
Oh, right. It's just right here. Hello. Items for discussion, considering as an action. Right. Okay. HPD is requesting $290.85, the travel reimbursement for the board confirmation hearing. We're looking for, if there's no discussion, we're looking for a motion to approve.
This is Stephen Courtney, motion to approve.
Thank you, Stephen. Do we have a second?
This is Ji-Suk. I second that motion.
Thank you, Ji-Suk. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? the travel reimbursement is approved. Thank you. Thanks, Royce.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Reed. Announcements, next meeting date, June 12th, 9 a.m. Future conference dates, 3 months advance approval required. Summit Conference, Motorola Solutions, May 12th to the 15th in Grapevine, Texas. NINA, June 21st to the 26th in Long Beach, California. And APCO, July 27th to the 30th in Baltimore, Maryland. Any additional announcement from meeting attendees? Okay, open forum, public comment on issues not on our board meeting agenda today. Okay, we will be moving into executive session. Royce, for sending, can you remind me how we send out the link? Do I email it right now, or are you able to email?
Corey, this is Stella. You can email out the link, but you still also need a motion to go into executive
Move
session.
into executive session. Got it. Got it. Okay. So we are looking for a motion to move into this executive session to discuss 911 board personnel matters.
Mr. Reed, I make the motion.
Thank you, Reed. Do we have a second?
This is Steve. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I missed the second.
This is Keola. I'll second it.
Thank you, Keola. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, we have the motion carries. We will be moving into executive session. Sorry, Royce, are you able to send it out? Or do you need me to, or how to, sorry, I forget how the breakout.
You can send it out, and then all the board members will have to jump off of this meeting. This meeting will still be active, and then once the executive session's over, everybody can jump back into this meeting. So all the board members can log out now, and then, yeah, if you want here, let me send you an email for it.
Are you able to send out the actual invite? Because I don't actually have the Teams account. If that makes sense. Obviously you won't be joining it, but are you able to send it to the board? I'm so sorry. Should have thought of that before. Okay.
No problem.
Okay, so board members, please check your email. You should, in the next 2 or 3 minutes, be getting the invite for the breakout Teams meeting. And then after that, we will rejoin to adjourn this meeting. Any questions before we, for the board members only, move over? Okay, thank you, Royce, for sending that out. We'll be back. Aloha, folks. Sorry for the delay. Let everyone jump back in here. Okay, it looks like most everyone is back. Pull up my agenda, make sure I'm not lost here.
Corey,
So
did Stephen Courtney get back on? Because I just got a notification that he went onto the exec session meeting.
Oh, he must.
So you might wait a bit.
Okay.
I can check, Stella. Hold on.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Tony. Oh, there's Stephen. He just pops back in.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I think we have everyone back now. Okay, great. Thank you guys for your patience. We were in executive session performing performance reviews for Royce and Benson and discussing merit raises. So that will be shared with the DAGS personnel. Any questions about the executive session? All right. If not, we are ready to adjourn. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the board meeting.
This is Jisuk. I make the motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Jisuk. Do we have a
It's
second?
Reed, I second it.
Thank you, Reed. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your time and your patience, and have a great day. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Aloha, guys.